Hello, I'm your host, Gisele Gamby, and this is the Intuitive Pull podcast. First of all, I want to say thank you to the community of listeners because there have been breathtaking ripples that have occurred from listening to this podcast, and I'm excited to be witness of many, many more. This year, I'm dedicating this podcast to the theme of 2023 being a breakthrough year. No matter how successful, fulfilled, and happy we are, and the truth is that sometimes we're not, we all have thresholds we've placed on ourselves on how loving and powerful we've allowed ourselves to be. Following the intuitive pull does not negate our vulnerabilities and our humanness. Oftentimes, following the intuitive pull asks us to see our blind spots and to bring what has been in the shadow to light. And when we do, we can see that being fully human is in fact the precursor to remembering that we are infinitely greater than this mortal body, that we are infinitely connected beyond this time and space, not in spite of our humanity, but because of the intricate weaving of all aspects of our precious humanity. When we take responsibility and remember that you have the power to decide what you choose, and we fuse that with a letting go of control and surrendering into the plans that you didn't make, there is nothing that you cannot transform. My wish is that you see that the deeper you go, the greater your wealth in all ways, and that authenticity is always profitable. Have fun! Dear Intuitive Pull community, I want to say thank you, because today we have reached over 10,000 downloads of the podcast. Now, that doesn't mean that it's only been listened to 10,000 times, because I know that many people listen to episodes more than just once, but the system only acknowledges one listen per device. So I'm feeling really creatively powerful today. And I think partly the reason why is because it feels really significant today that this podcast has been downloaded more than 10,000 times. Thank you to those of you who have shared the podcast. I know that there's a lot of you that have done that. Thank you for those who continue to write to me and speak to me about the impact that the podcast is making. Thank you for all your encouragement. And hey, next milestone, somebody wrote on a post on Facebook, next one is 100,000. And when I saw that number, initially I went, wow, but actually it's only 10 by 10,000. That is absolutely possible. And in fact, it's inevitable. I have learned so much through the creation of this podcast, so much. It's been such a powerful container for me of presence, really, because I gather up every week what has been going on within me and what I'm witnessing in others and who I'm coaching and what's going on in my life. And I then go and speak to it. So what a rich, rich container this podcast is. And the thing is, I never, ever thought that I'd be podcasting. It was never on the cards. And it was only by connecting some dots and making some connections, in other words, that I saw, oh, well, maybe I'm not just a writer. Maybe there's something to speaking this out. And thus was born the Intuitive Pull podcast from that very place, because I was intuitively pulled. So today I've been listening to some beautiful music and meditating. And what started happening was I wrote a piece, almost like a poem, if you like. And it has the appreciation that I'm holding within myself today for the 10,000th download. It really has that at the core of this writing. So please treat this next piece a little bit like poetry, or please treat it like a meditation. I know that you don't have to have your eyes closed. You can if you wish. But you don't have to have your eyes closed. I know a lot of people listen to the podcast when they're driving, so you definitely can't have your eyes closed there. And I really trust and hope that as you listen to these words, which are words that you've heard before, that there will be an energetic activation that will occur for you today. As I said, I feel that there's a real creative power in the air. And I know it's not just for me. I know it's not just because of the 10,000th listen. I can just feel it in the air. And I've actually shared that with my coaching group today, and they're feeling it too in a really fierce and loving way, which is just bloody awesome. So allow what I'm about to share, that I'll play some music with, allow it to be an energetic activation for you. Here we go. I'm feeling creatively powerful today. Interesting that it's on the anniversary of the 10,000th download of this podcast. 10,038 to be specific. The sun shines in my heart as I abode in the field of all possibility that my intuition always calls me towards. There are so many stories to tell, so many experiences to have that remind us that we are already home, especially when we have forgotten. At the end of the day, this is what the song of this podcast plays. It's a song told through many tales that we are connected beyond this mortal body of ours, and that we are bigger than this mortal body. And equally, it's a song that tends to our and each other's humanity. It's a song that requests that we love with both fierceness and tenderness all aspects of our humanity, of our precious humanity, and all aspects of our brothers and sisters' equally precious humanity. It's a song that gives us superpowers to see through the eyes of love, and especially in the times that judgment and blame speak the loudest. It's a song that calls our attention home to ourselves, to taking responsibility for the home within, and to discern if we are coming from fear or love moment to moment. And in those moments when we see and own that we have lost ourselves, that we course redirect back into love's plans. And in these moments, when we course redirect back into love's plans, we also hold the moment that we lost ourselves as part of love's plans. It's a song that includes shade and contrast, for without this shade and this contrast, we would not know who we truly are. This is the game that we signed up for on this planet of ours. Perhaps it will be different elsewhere, but on this planet of ours, shade and contrast are necessary for us to know who we truly are and who our brothers and sisters truly are. It's a song that speaks of surrender and faith and the plans that we didn't make that were always destined. It's a song that reminds us that grace can do the heavy lifting on behalf of us if we allow her into our lives. It's a song that declares that momentum serves the committed. It's a song that invites inner freedom to act from intuition that sometimes feels audacious to do so. It's a song of depth that knows the deeper you go, the greater your wealth in all ways. It's a song of growth and evolution, of bringing the shadow into the light. It's a song that sometimes provokes and prods us into our powerfulness, into the fierce field that we are as we embody both love and power. It's a song that requests you to make choices and decisions from this love and powerfulness. It's a song that gifts you with the experience that the more space you give to yourself, the more you experience overflow. It's a song of radical generosity that has created so many ripples of impact effortlessly. And this gives me incredible amounts of joy. It's a song that holds an abundance of miracles, of shifts in perception from fear to love, episode to episode. And it's a song that speaks of a story that love has bigger plans for us than the plans you've made for yourself. It's a song that knows that when you follow the intuitive pull consistently, that momentum is the only consequence. And finally, it's a song of remembering that you are both heaven and earth, and that you came into this life in your human mortal body as the vessel through which to experience heaven here on earth. May this song bless you with many intuitive pulls. May this song gift you with so much love and power. May this song show you vision that you could not have seen before had you not gone to the places of depth within yourself. And finally, it's a song that has been designed so that you do not live a life of regret. Thank you.